hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement. Wear confidence and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy. It's another My Profitable Fashionpreneur journey, and today we'll be joined by yet another PFA Bootcamp participant. Are you ready? Are you even ready for what's going to happen this evening? So I'm super excited about the person who is going to be joining us for My Profitable Fashionpreneur journey today, because she's actually someone known to me, but I'm not going to do the honors of introducing her. I'm going to let her introduce herself. As always, my name is Wuraola Ubaka, and I am called your profitable fashion coach. If your business is not making money, why are you even in business? Through the course of the last 82 days, we have had fashionpreneurs from across the world in the first cohort of our PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp. And that bootcamp is going to be coming to an end in 8 days, and the next cohort is already being onboarded. Next cohort is going to commence on the 1st of November, 2025. Once the first comes, that arc is closed. So if you need to get in, you need to get in now. Now, without much ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on our guest for today. And she's going to be sharing her incredible journey in the Profitable Fashionpreneur Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp, which we call the Profit Circle. And I can't wait to meet her. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Hello. Hello, Miss Okwei, and welcome to today's episode of My Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey. Can you confirm that you can see and hear me?
Hey, I can see and hear you very well, Wura.
All right. Thank you for coming on this journey with us, and we are live. So, are we ready? Are we good to
go? Okay, so Wura's put me on the spot because this is not this is in fact I'm hey God, I can't even believe it. You know, and I look terrible. So please apologies because I've had a very hectic day. Wura. Hey God. Okay, what do you want me to say now, Wura? I don't even think I qualify to speak about this at all. my business journey. Well, it spans from over 10. What am I saying? Let me start from say 2001 to now. How many years is that? That's
2001. That's about
yes, exactly 2001.
Yes. Well, in 2001 to 2011 is 10 years. And then to 2025 is about 14, 15 years. But yes, so I'm going to first ask you to just introduce yourself to us and tell us, what you do in the fashion space.
Okay, so my name is Okwei Opene. I run a boutique called Valerie Opene. I run that boutique for the past since 2011. But prior to that, I was selling from home. So I sold from home for over 10 years. I always like to sell. I always like to sell things, even from school, make some money, buy my own clothes. I like fashion, buy my own things with a friend of my friend's senior sister used to go to the UK, bring things. I would take from her, sell, make some money, buy from her to be able to pay her for the things I want to buy, just for that, for those reasons, not really anything ambitious per se. And that's how I know that I always like it's easy for me to sell. If I'm very good at marketing something to someone, I know what to say. This is what will suit you. You know, when I know what I can already tell what your style is and all of that. You know, so I'm good at marketing like that. But the digital marketing, I'm very bad at it. I'm struggling with that. So that's even my challenge right now. So going forward, 2000 and so I only sold, yeah, sold from home. But I started going to Dakar in 2001. That was when I really started business out of Nigeria, so to say, you know. So I on my own, I'll go there, I'll bring things, and then it was really hot. So it's ready to wear as well, you know. You just go deal with those tailors for like it's crazy. Like you deal with sometimes I come back with bags. All the bags I've dealt with 15 different tailors. So you have a variety and it was hot cake, you know. But everything that has a beginning has an end. I mean, or you move on to something else, which is what has happened to the Senegalese business because of the exchange rate. I mean, they are gifted in tailoring, and we can see that ready to wear in Nigeria has kind of like taken over. And but then that was the business I was doing alongside with my civil service job, which wasn't really what was paying me. All the things I've acquired, material things, it wasn't for my civil service job. It was from this business, and I know how to put money together. You know, I that's a strength I have. I know how to save money, gather, and then you know if it's to invest it in whatever. But I know how to gather because that's very important. So you don't scatter, you know, and you don't um mismanage your funds because a lot of people have that challenge. But thank God I was blessed with um that strength, knowing how to manage money and appropriate it to the right channel. Anyway, so going forward, that was how I was trading with Senegalese. I was, you know, people called me and like, I hear you have to come to the house. So it was convenient for me, very comfortable. You come to my house. My house was well located, so they would find me easily when they buy things, and then then they pay me. It was on credit, but you know, you get some bad clients, but most of them I'll pay, and I grew like that. You know, I invested my monies in different things, in property and blah blah blah. Then I had a store. It fell on me kind of, you know. A friend of mine wanted to give up a place, and I said, okay, let me take it. And then I was like, okay, I'll just put my sister had relocated. I said, I'll just put my she'll just be sending me Western things, and it should just be for Western things. Then I'll just be, you know, but I'll still want to be doing the kaftans in comfort of my home. And then that wasn't quite working, you know. So I now moved the kaftans to the store, and that's when I now started, you know, just unplanned. I had a store, so I had ran that store, a small boutique, somewhere in Wuse for like 5 years. Then I moved downstairs in the same plaza. So that plaza I've been there for like 2011 to to 2025. So I'm sure I've been there for like I can't even do the math now. It's a while. So that was how I would, you know. But then, like I said, so I was also doing the Western stuff and doing the when I travel, I bring stuff, shoes, bags, tops, pants, but I do my kaftans as well. So it was like multiple streams of, you know, you come into the store, there's something for everybody. So until the exchange rates became crazy and the country, the recession and everything, then just like the dollar goes up, that's how the safer goes up. And that business became very, you know, became more expensive. The tickets, the overhead, and that business more or less has been shut down generally to majority of us that used to ply that route, you know. So now, so what to do? Ready to wear, and that's how what I've been struggling with right now as I'm here. And where has been encouraging me that look, you can do this because I was just like, oh, all of my years of dealing with tailors, so many of them at the same time, just like a space of less than 2 weeks. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want this is not what I want to do. I don't want to be dealing with them every day of my life. You know, and she's encouraged me that no, you don't need it doesn't it, she would help me. It's not going to be so difficult. She will help me. She has a plan to an ecosystem and all those big English that you'll be speaking. So Well, basically, that's where I am right now. That's supposed to be the next go-to, you know, in thinking of how to infuse that into my business. Because at this point, at this moment, I really don't have inflow of kaftans from Dakar anymore. So I just have more of the Western stuff. So I'm lacking in that area. So I'm looking forward to the new journey ahead. And that's basically it in a nutshell. Because our 9 to 5 jobs are not going to pay us. That's the truth. They're not going to pay us the way everything I've acquired. I didn't get it from my 9 to 5 job. I just find out that my mom made me stay in that job. May her soul rest in peace. See, like my hands were just tied, as a fashionable employment and all of that. And I regret so much because I would have exploded, if I was always like in a cage, in a tight straight jacket, have to come back to work, So you just find that you just be there. Uh, right now, you'll be there, wear your suits and go to work, sit down there. Then you're not boss of yourself. The salary does not make sense. All I've acquired, it's not for my job. I'm still waiting and waiting. And now I've risen. It's almost like too late for me to, okay, you still retire now. So, okay, and just wait till there. So, I wish I'd retired a long time ago. Bottom line. So, in a nutshell, that's everything that I have to say. I hope I've been able to explain myself.
All right.
Ah.
Thank you so much, Miss Okwei. That was actually a big introduction. So in summary, Miss Okwei is the powerhouse behind Valerie's Atelier, and Valerie's Atelier is actually a boutique. And like she has said, she first started out, selling Senegalese dresses, going to Senegal, dealing with tailors, bringing them back. So you see, this concept of ready to wear has somehow always been somewhere within, the ecosystem of what she did. And then somehow when the Senegal business started, being shaky because of the exchange rate, she realized that she had to pivot. And that's actually something, with business, you need to know at what point do you start pivoting, because pivot too late, you're out of business. Pivot too early, you're losing market share. So it's really about finding that delicate balance. And I would typically ask, how did you come to find out about the academy? But in Okwei's case, I actually dragged her by the jugular into the academy, because I said to her that now you're trying to pivot into sourcing from the Nigerian ready to wear space. So you need to actually get into a system that gives you a bird's eye view on what you need to know about the Nigerian ready to wear space, and how you need to be able to structure your business in a way that makes it profitable, and that makes you able to actually function without necessarily being inside the business all the time. That makes you actually the CEO that your business needs. And that's how Okwei came to be in the academy. But I'm still going to ask you anyway. So a lot of people on this stream have said, okay, they first joined the academy from the PFA Dressmakers conference, and I know that you are at the conference because because I saw you register for the conference. So tell us, how where were you after the PFA Dressmakers conference, and what convinced you that perhaps, I know I had spoken to you, but what convinced you that perhaps you needed to come into this boot camp to actually know what to do next?
Well, um, knowledge is always, there's nothing like more and more knowledge. That's what I can say. More and more knowledge, and so yeah, curiosity to know more about it, because I've not. I just used to go to Dakar, deal with tailors, come back, bring the things, sell them. So the nitty gritties, yeah, I really don't know. So, and what I can say, from what I've learned from the bootcamp so far, I can't even explain how Wura has been able to put all this together. I mean, I'm afraid of her. That's all I can say. I don't understand the materials. It's crazy. I don't know, measuring, teaching how to how to actually take measurements accurately. I'm still not. I have to go back to that because I think that's the core. You know, that's really the core. I'm finding what you really what area you can't do all. You can't even in Dakar. From what I observe, you find out that they have different tailors specialize in different areas. So the ones that they don't have the ones that make English things. You can't give the ones that make English things and come and to be giving them kaftans or to do embroidery or stuff like that. No, or the ones that do male things. So it's same thing I see here. So specialize if it's Ankara fitted clothes you want to make, or if it's if it's kaftans, if it's so. I know for a fact that measurement, I think that's the core. And of course, you find now which area, what styles you want to specialize in. But that measuring people accurately, and where I nailed it. Um, what else? Basically, it's been very insightful. Facts, facts. I don't know how she doing it or how she does it. I'm telling you. I wish when I grow backwards, I'll be like her. That's all I can say. I don't know what else do you want me to say?
Okay, so you
Yeah.
you actually preempted me. So what I would have asked you was, so the first question is, you know, for you. So I know that your journey in the academy is quite different from many other
Mm,
fashionpreneurs we have in the academy, because most of the fashionpreneurs we have in the academy are people who are trying to start ready to wear brands, or are trying to transition from bespoke to ready to wear. But your journey is actually quite different, because what you are actually trying to do is to, you know, continue with your boutique, but actually be able to pivot to actually bring in the Nigerian ready to wear space into the
mm,
business that you have. So
yeah.
now my question would be that, you know, based on the academy and the things that you have learned, in the boot camp, what would you say in tangible terms are some key takeaways that you have? So you've already mentioned the measurements, um and
Mm,
we had different things in the academy, from knowing your why to knowing your the legal framework to
mm-hmm.
knowing inventory, SOPs, measurements, fabric, and
Inventory and
the
stuff. Yeah.
yes, exactly. So now when you think through the things that we have actually done in the academy, what would you say um is the is are your key takeaways, in tangible terms? What are the things that you've been able to pick and say, okay, I'm picking this and I'm implementing this now. I'm picking this and I'm
The key thing,
implementing this. I'm picking things as
the key things, which is the area where I know, like you said, is not really new to me. So because basically we know that Senegal was also kind of ready to wear already. But the key things, which is everyone looking wants, what's the area where there's a void or there's a lack, is the
gap.
marketing. Is the marketing. How to appeal to your customers and how to draw them in. So those are the things that I can see that I've been able to um, pay attention more, most especially to, you know, yeah.
Okay.
Does that answer you? Answer the
Yeah,
question.
but I wanted at least three of the we've
Three.
done 11.
The
Well,
marketing. Okay, okay.
12.
Let me say the other one where I'm
Yes.
really flawed. Is inventory. That thing that when you were teaching it, I had some distractions, but inventory. That's another area that I know that I'm very seriously challenged. Having the right inventory. So you don't, like you said, you don't have to be going around in circles and you think you are making money, you are not making money, you'll be buying. It's the same thing. You'll be buying and yeah. So that inventory, it's very key. And that area is a problem for me, So that's accurate inventory. It's something that I also I benefited from the bootcamp. Which one again? There are many. There are many. Ura, stop putting me on the spot.
All right.
Say to
Thank
another
you.
person now.
Today it is you that we are facing. Tomorrow
She didn't
we'll
even
face
tell me.
another.
If she had told me, I would have prepared.
Okay, first
Hey,
and foremost,
shock.
let me read Let me even give you people the gist. So Miss Okwei literally came back from a trip today. And normally, so we have a timetable where people signify their interest to come up. But unfortunately, it's life. And sometimes some people may want to come up, but something now comes in and makes it impossible for them to actually show. So our guest for today had an unavoidable,
Okay.
um, um, anyway, life situation that came up. And so she reached out and she was like, "Oh, coach, I can't come on," and all that. And so we reached out to, other PFA bootcamp participants who hadn't yet signed up and said, "Oh, are you available? Who is available?" And Okwei very graciously said, "Okay, you know what? I'll come up. I'm not quite ready. I'm just coming back from a trip. I'm not even settled in. You can see how she's so flustered. She literally got back home today. But yet she said, you know what? I'm going to show up and I'm going to share my journey." And I feel for me, this is even a win because I know, where you're coming from. And I know how even being on a camera and having a conversation, do you understand? So for me personally, as a coach, this is like a win. So in the academy, we have these things that we do on Sundays that we say is show days. So you're supposed to do videos and at least get used to talking in front of the camera. And just the fact that,
Mm.
Miss Hope could show up at such a short notice. You know, many times I say to people that growth is silence. And many times when you're growing, you don't even know you're growing. But then you look back and you say, I couldn't do that before. And now I can. And that's actually an evidence that you have grown, which you may not have
Mm.
realized that, oh, this thing was happening to me because I was in this system. I was actually seeing, it's one thing to know something, but it's another thing to behold. Because my mentor will always say that what you behold, you become. So because you see it being done, you see other people do it, you see people showing up, it has made it easier for you to conceptualize the idea that, you know what, I can actually do this. And for me, okay, that's actually a win. The fact that in less than 30 minutes notice after you go back home, you can actually show up on this live and speak to
Amen.
what you were able to actually learn from the academy without planning, because everybody else kind of pick their dates by themselves, so they kind of know when they are coming on. Do you get? But without planning, and you're here, that is a win. That's a win for me as your coach because I know where we are coming from. And I know that if you can show up like this, you will definitely have more courage to be able to show up for your business. You know,
Amen.
and
Amen. Oh, that's the
just
prayer.
like you said, digital marketing is part of what you struggle with. Do you understand? And at the end of the day, marketing is about connection, it's about storytelling, it's about being able to share your experiences, share your stories, share your comments, share why you now want to do what you are doing and who you now want to appeal to, the problem you now want to solve. you know so for me, like,
Yeah.
you being able to actually show up here and share your journey in whatever magnitude is a win. And a win is a win. whether
Amen.
you whether you think it's a win or not. But many times, because we don't actually reflect, and that's why in the academy, reflection is one of our core, pillars. Because if you don't reflect, you will not really be able to see, okay, this is where I was, oh, and this is how far I've come. Wow, I
Yeah.
couldn't do this before, but I can now do this. It is in that reflection that you realize, oh, there has been growth, there has been transformation, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you, because obviously we know that you're a boutique owner. So as a boutique owner, you came into the academy, and yes, you've already said that inventory was one of the I know inventory is something that actually people who own boutiques really struggle with, because you're dealing with a lot of things that are coming from different suppliers at a time, and you need to be able to manage cash flow, manage reordering, knowing when to stop and sell before reordering. So How have the teachings in the bootcamp been able to position you better to run your business as a boutique owner more effectively?
Um, that question, I can't answer it now because I've not been around, so I can't say that I've really been able to implement it. Yeah, you know, so I won't really be able to speak to that right now because I've not really
Okay.
implemented it. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
but based on what you have learned,
So after
what is your
implementation,
takeaway that you feel you
yes.
can implement?
Oh, I have to now make sure that all the things I have, all the old stuff, that's what I plan to do. All the old stuff, first of all, I have to separate them, and decide what I want to do with them. Then take inventory of just the new stuff, separate everything and put them in different categories. So those are the things that I learned as well. To categorize all of them, then make sure that yeah, everything is in their different a better structure. I have to structure everything properly because I really wasn't doing that at the point. Everything is just all, you know, and then you keep adding. So now, any new things now, I'm not going to just add them to the old like that. I'm going to have to categorize them. Then the old ones, it is to do a sale on them just to let them go. So everything can be fresh and I can have, just like you clear your wardrobe, you clutter, yeah. So that's it.
All
Hmm.
right. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I actually love your honesty. So, Okwei has been on a sourcing trip. So, she has actually not been on ground for, like I said, she just came back. So, she has not been on ground for the duration of the bootcamp because obviously, if you're a boutique owner, you know that you would routinely have to go and source. So, she has been on a sourcing trip. But so she hasn't been able to do the practical implementation of a lot of the things which she has learned in the bootcamp. But like I always say, the good thing about the bootcamp is that the way it is structured is in a way that you can always go back and say, okay, what did I teach on this? Where is it? And how do I now actually start implementing? And then it's also wanting to know that you don't, you, or it's one thing to know that you have a problem, but you don't know how to solve it. And it's another thing to know that, in fact, you know you have a problem, but you don't even know what the problem is. Let's start from there before you now start saying, okay, this is how I'll solve it. And then it's another thing to know that you have a problem. And then you've now been able to name and identify that problem, and then now know that, okay, this is the, I have this problem and this is the problem and this is the solution. So I know that I now have a solution. So all I need to do is actually say, okay, these things that I need to do to solve this problem, let me now start taking one thing at a time and implementing to be able to solve the problem. And I think that's what Okay has said, that at least she now knows that this, this and this and this is what I now need to do to at least try to solve this problem that I have. And that in itself is also a win. It's also a win because, you know, sometimes you just be ignorantly moving. You
Yeah.
don't even know that you have a problem, you know. But every day you're looking for where your money is. And like I always
Hmm.
say, profit is not in how much you sell. It's in actually how many leaks you plug. And whether you're plugging that leak in your inventory, you're plugging it in your sourcing, you're plugging it in your marketing, in your customer relations, it is how much leaks you plug, how much you retain. That is where the real profits are, you know. And just that realization that, oh, I need to be able to do this so that I can be able to see more of my profits is also a win. All right, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Ms. Okwi, for sharing that. So now I'm just gonna ask you, because I put you on this spot. I'm not even gonna keep you for long today. I promise I won't keep you long, and I won't.
It's
So I'm
already
just going
long.
to ask you.
That wants
Um,
to kill me.
so if you know a fashion entrepreneur who is on the fence, whether they are starting a ready-to-wear brand, whether they've been running a boutique like you, and they are somewhere at that point where they feel like they just need some more clarity, they need some more direction, you know, what advice would you have for them based on your teachings of the bootcamp? you know, yeah, what advice would you have for them? What would you have to say to them,
I'll tell them,
based
I'll,
on,
I'll tell them to go for it. To go for it. Yeah, I would tell them 100% to go for it. It's a win-win, more or less, as far as you put in the work. I mean, you have to put in the work. So I would tell them to go for it, go for that is what it is right now. That is what's. So it's all about packaging yourself well and having a good structure. Do you understand? Like all the things that the bootcamp has taught. If you have, follow it step by step from your knowing your why, your how, and all of that. Then we talk about your inventory, your niche. Which market do you want to appeal to? Which is, just like you said, is it the rural woman? You know the market that you're appealing to. Those clients, you will not do like I would use this as an example. I will not go and I might like to wear high shoes, but I will not say because I like to wear high shoes, I will now go and be buying high shoes for my customers that I know they're all complaining about their needs. No. So you will not go and be making short dresses. And you even said that thing. And I said this thing to my sister. What day was it? So there's some dresses I have in my closet, in the room I stay when I'm abroad. These dresses have been there for years. There's one monsoon dress. I don't know when monsoon, then in the UK, when I used to buy things, the dress is a size 8. I brought the dress I was coming. I said, let me even bring my dress with me. Do you know that I wore this dress? One day when I was going to gym, I said, okay, I'll take a shower at the gym. I went to use the sauna. After I wore the dress, I was telling my sister, this is where I was teaching. Don't sew for small sizes, because they will sit down there in your rack. They will stay there. And it's true. They will stay there because small people, they don't really grow bigger. All those people, UK 8, UK 10, they will be there. They can wear dress for 15 years. That's exactly what I was talking about. So I was telling her, I was explaining to her. Funny enough, I just I said, see this dress. This dress, I'm wearing it again. Now it's like new in my eye again. I brought it with me. I said, let me even bring it to my dress in Nigeria. Crazy. So that's the thing. You have to know the market that you want to appeal to. You cannot miss that, because once you miss that, your clothes will be sitting down there. They'll be sitting down there looking at you. So if you see that is this sizes, or is they like long clothes, or they don't like just like if someone is from the north, they don't want you to. Nobody's going to buy. In Northern is not going to buy any short cloth from you. Not possible. So you cannot miss your markets. You have to target it very well. You have to target your audience, like you say. So that is very important. Then your costing. I mean, there's so many all those things. You just apply them, so that you don't go overboard in your costing, because you're all about profits. Yeah, that's what it is. So many things. Yeah, all put together as a package, and to get success. It's yeah. You have to put in the work, but because as it grows, it gets more. I guess for me, even my inventory, that's when it became overwhelming. And sometimes business, if you're not careful, you just become laid back, which I guess is what I could say has happened to me for some other reasons. So yeah, but trust me, it's viable, and it's good. Business is good. Like I will always say, business is good because Nigeria has population. So you just have to understand your market, understand target very well. I always say, you will apply yourself to something. If I go into a store now, what am I looking for? What is appealing to me? Is it, you apply yourself, then you now know that, yeah, I'm not going to go in for this one, in the sense that I won't be interested in those things. So that's how you also use to know that this is what my customers will want. This is what, you have to believe in that. You have to apply yourself. Look inward, so that you don't shop the wrong things. You don't, wrong colors, yeah, all those things are important. Mhm. So that's it. Yeah, so those are the little things that you pick out and apply to your business. And the ready-to-wear business, it's viable, it's very profitable. That's the truth. I know that one. Very, because Nigerians like to buy clothes. Women like, I mean, even if it's the Western things, I'm saying, before this recession started, they will say maybe they just bought things yesterday, or they just came from travel. They say, "Ah, let me just come and look. I've never seen it. Oh, I've like, now wow." Women and clothes, it's not a lie. They just like every new thing gives them one inspiration or one thing. They just feel happy with it. So leave them alone, please. My own is when you can't afford it and start going left, right, center. But if not, why not?
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We have been talking to Okwei Valerie Opene, and Okwei is the founder of Valerie's Atelier. Now, Valerie's Atelier is located
Yes.
in Wuse 2. It's also located in the heart of the city at OT Carpet Mall, because I know I've been there before. So if you know the
Yeah.
GT,
The
if
mall
you live
after
in
Otika
Abuja,
Pets, sticks and stones.
the mall,
Mm.
Stick and Stone
After
Plaza,
Otika Pets, sticks and stones.
where
Don't
the
worry, we're
GT
able to
Bank
name.
is in
Yeah.
Wuse
Oh.
2. Yes. So if you live in Abuja and you know Abuja well, it's in Wuse 2 Sticks and Stone Plaza. There's a GT Bank there. And Okwei has been in business for well over 15 years, and she's in a season of pivoting or consolidating on all, or consolidating her offers and pivoting from, sourcing in Senegal to sourcing in Nigeria. And, she has shared how, some things she has learned in the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp, are preparing her for her next season, in her business. And our message to boutique owners is that get in here. There's something to learn. There's something to learn. Thank you so much, Okwi, for coming on today's live. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. You know, when we when we see you can say, coach, this is your coaching. But yes, that's why we move. That's what we
Yes, so
teach. That's what we teach. We don't
I can't wait to meet
we move.
everybody physically one day. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think the CP is planning an Abuja meetup, and even I am
Mm-hmm.
excited. Um,
Yeah,
I know
that'd be
we have
great.
people in other parts of the world and other parts of the country who are complaining, but yes. So we have been talking to Oki, and it has been an exciting evening. She has shared, about her experience running a business generally, and of course, she has final words for you that shall run a business. Shall run a business. Yes, business is good, and business is even better when you do it with knowledge, when you do it the right way. You see what she said
Yeah.
about her size 8 dress, which she sourced to sell, but somehow it ended up being with her for so long that she has moved on with the dress. So this is part of the things we teach in the academy. Even I made a mistake. I remember when I first started making ready to wear, I was making ready to wear for people like me. I was like, let me, they will die on your rack, they will just die there, they just die there. But if you come into the space with clarity, with a vision, knowing exactly who you are called to, knowing how to do your market research, there's a method to these things, and it is those methods that we actually teach at the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp, so that you're not just moving, you're not just moving without actually knowing anything. You're actually moving,
Mm-hmm.
with clarity. You're actually moving with clarity, and that is
Yeah.
actually the beauty about um, the bootcamp. So, thank you so much, Okri. It has been a pleasure having you here. Do you
Thank
have
you
any
too.
final words? If you don't, we can call it a night, but if you do, please go ahead.
It's been a pleasure being here, talking to everybody. I pray that we went away with one or two things, but it's been a pleasure.
Well,
I
I
I
know,
look
I know,
forward
I
to us
definitely
meeting
did.
physically. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you
much
for
for
having
coming
me.
on this live stream. And I will let you go now. Have a nice evening. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry
Thank
for
you.
even not letting you settle into your house. So
No
please go
wahala.
ahead and actually um rest. Rest. I'll
Yep.
see you in the profit circle.
Bye, everyone.
All right, so we have been talking with Okwei Valerie Opene, who is actually the founder of Valerie's Atelier, and she has shared, her story, even though she was a bit flustered and she could not actually um, articulate herself properly because she had no notice. But that's the beauty of my profitable fashionpreneur journey. We meet real people sharing their real stories, sharing their real experiences in the bootcamp from whatever lens they are sharing it through. And that's why it's a live Q&A session, because you want to see people in their naturalness. There's no rehearsal here. We say it as it is, we share it as it is, and these are real people, learning real experiences and being able to implement it in whatever area they are sharing. Through the course of the series, we have met different profitable fashionpreneurs, from Miriam, who used to win fashion grants and was actually able to say to herself, something is not quite right. Yes, I'm winning the money. Yes, I have the passion. Yes, I have the talent. I'm the baddest fashion designer, but still my business is not profiting. And she says that it was after she joined the academy that she realized that even though she had been in fashion for 15 years, she has really never made money from that business. And now she has so much clarity that even though she's managing a fashion house now, she has a clear picture of what to do when she goes back to relaunch her fashion brand. And we've seen, Mazino, who said she had been in business for over 15 years as well. And the bootcamp just gave her clarity, gave her a greater understanding, made her know her customer. We have seen Sia Fredericks, who also shared her journey about how she was pivoting from bespoke to ready to wear, and how she has been able to define her niche, and she has been able to actually have a clear picture, have clarity. We saw Cavero on Friday, who shared how she was in a forest. She said her business was an expensive hobby. That was how she called it. Those were her words. And she has been able to now see that even she had no structure, and she first had to put structure in her life so that she will now be able to put structure in her business. Because at the end of the day, a business is a mirror of who we are. If you're not consistent, if you're not structured, if you have no if you're just running the business for running sake, you'll not be able to actually show up as the CEO your business needs and actually put in what is needed to actually make your business profitable. And so tomorrow by 9 p.m., we're going to be meeting yet another profitable fashionpreneur who is going to be sharing her exciting journey in the PFA Ready-to-Wear Bootcamp. Of course, my profitable fashionpreneur series are something I personally love because I love to hear your stories. And I know how much that even I, who is a coach, has been inspired by the stories that have been shared, right here on this platform. So tomorrow we'll be joined by yet another profitable fashionpreneur, and you do not want to miss it. Like I said, the next cohort of the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp actually holds from the 1st of November. And of course, the investment is right there on the screen. If you need to reach out, please take a screenshot of this and then reach out to the WhatsApp number displayed on your screen, or send us a message on Instagram. I'm going to be dropping our Instagram handle in the comments, or a WhatsApp message to actually indicate your interest for the next cohort. So the next cohort starts in about, I don't know, 9 days. And yes, once the door is locked, it is locked. We are not going to actually open it. Once the door is locked, it is locked. So follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, we are at the PFA Official. On Instagram, we are at the Profitable Fashionpreneur. And on Facebook, and on YouTube, we are the Profitable Fashionpreneur as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our handle so that you can get notified every time we go live and actually stay in the loop. So it has been a pleasure having you here. And I'll look forward to seeing you same time, same station, right here tomorrow. As always, I remain Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your one, your only profitable fashion coach. I'm the only one who is ready to actually bring you into your profits. And if you know that you have struggled, or you know someone who has struggled, with their fashion business, they've been running around in circles and they don't really know what is wrong, then this is the time to share the link and tell them, you know what, God is doing wonders in the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy, and I want you to be a part of it. Your job is to plant, and you leave the rest to the one who does the increase. All right, it's been a pleasure being here as always. I'll see you same time, same station tomorrow, 9 p.m. on all the handles where we stream: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And for those who are entrepreneurs right here, I can see a lot of you in the comment section, especially my CP. I will see you in the profit circle. Have a good night. Still hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profit go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement. Wear confidence and build profit with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy.